Hello, selamat datang, marhaba. It's Auntie Nina again. Auntie Nina hopes that you are all doing well. Auntie Nina can't believe that it's December already and that it's the holiday season now. Some of the greatest things about Malaysia, where Auntie Nina grew up, are the diversity of peoples and cultures. We celebrate so many holidays there. It was great. Antina loves seeing the bright lights, the holiday decorations, and the fireworks. Another thing that Antina loves about the holiday is family. Antina especially misses all the nieces and nephews during the holiday season. What about you? What do you enjoy about the holiday? Antina invites you all to write or comment about your favorite things regarding the holiday. So since it's the holiday season, Antina thought you might want to read or listen to a book that talks about family and cultural experiences. So for that reason, Antina will read a book written by Aya Khalil called The Arabic Quilt, an Immigrant Story. Are you ready for it? All right, let's go. The Arabic Quilt, an Immigrant Story. Written by Aya Khalil. Kenzie, Habibti, you're going to be late to the first day of school, Mama calls. I'm coming, Mama. Kenzie stuffs her notebook into her backpack and quickly but carefully folds a quilt, the special one Tita made in Egypt. Breakfast is delicious. Egyptian fava beans, homemade French toast, and watermelon with feta cheese and mint. And Zachariah has watermelon juice dripping down his chin. He looks happy. I packed your favorite lunch for you, a kofta sandwich, Baba exclaims. Shukran, Baba, Kenzie says, but secretly she wishes her Baba would pack her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich instead. Her family has just moved to this town and she doesn't know anyone. She doesn't want to be different. In the car, Mama sings along with the songs on the Arabic radio channel. When they pull up to the school, Kenzie turns down the radio volume. Mama gives her a confused look. Good luck today, Mama says. Bahipik. I love you too, Kenzie responds. In class, Mrs. Haugen asks all the students to share 3 facts about themselves. When it is Kenzie's turn, she says bravely, I am Egyptian American. I love to swim. I love to write poetry. Then she sits, looking down at her desk. At lunchtime, Kenzie is surprised when Mama walks through the door. Habibti, you forgot your lunchbox. Habibti, like the Hobbit? Isn't your name Kenzie? Molly snickers. Her classmates laugh with her as they walk to the cafeteria. Mrs. Haugen sees tears rolling down Kenzie's cheeks. What's wrong? She asks. Molly made fun of me, made fun of what my mama said, Kenzie replies. Oh, Kenzie, being bilingual is beautiful, says Mrs. Haugen. Don't let anyone make you feel ashamed. You are special. That night, as Mama puts leftover sherbet adis in Kenzie's lunchbox, Kenzie gently pats Mama's back. Can you please pack me a turkey sandwich instead? Before bed, Kenzie writes a poem as she hugs her quilt, which smells like Tita's home. The next day, Molly says, Mrs. Haugen said, I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry I laughed at your mom's language. It sounded funny. It may sound funny to you, but that is only because you don't speak Arabic, Kenzie says. She feels a lump forming in her throat. My parents say that learning different languages make a person smarter and kinder, she blurts out. Okay, whatever, Molly says, skipping away. Mrs. Haugen calls Kenzie to her desk after lunch. I found this notebook on the floor, and it was opened to a lovely poem, she says. I was describing my teta's quilt, Kenzie says. When I visited her in Egypt, she gave it to me. My teta only speaks Arabic. Mrs. Haugen smiles. That is special. I would love to see your quilt. Can I bring it to school? Kenzie asked. Sure, bring it tomorrow, Mrs. Haugen says. The next day, Kenzie unfolds her quilt in front of the class. Her heart is pounding. This is my quilt that my teta in Egypt made, she says. That's cool. I want to make a quilt like that, Kareem says. Maybe we can all make one for our classroom, Claire shouts. Mrs. Haugen nods and smiles. On Friday, Mrs. Haugen makes an announcement. I have an exciting project for us all to work on. Kenzie's mom is here to help us make a quilt of all your names in Arabic. As Mama steps forward, Kenzie thinks how beautiful she looks. Shukran for welcoming me here, Mama says. Kenzie and I will write down your names in Arabic, and you will copy your name on your own quilt piece. Molly is not enthusiastic about the project. Who cares about Arabic? We live in America. My mom says we should only speak English. In response, Mrs. Haugen starts writing words on the board. Algebra, coffee, lemon, sugar. Does anyone know what these words have in common? She asks. They come from Arabic words, Kenzie whispers. Mrs. Haugen nods. Learning other languages besides the one we grow up with helps make the world a friendlier place. We can speak non-English languages and still be American. I wonder what my name looks like in Arabic, Tamika says. Kenzie and Mama write down everyone's names. Neat! Shukran! Amina exclaims. Everyone copies their Arabic names onto sheets of colored paper. Then they decorate their papers with glitter and jewels and place them on the table for the glue to dry. On Monday morning, you will see a beautiful class quilt hanging in the hall, Mrs. Haugen tells them. Kenzie is nervous when the bell rings on Monday morning and the kids file into school. What if the quilt didn't turn out nicely? The quilt hangs on the bulletin board outside Mrs. Haugen's classroom. The colorful papers with the Arabic names have been cut into different shapes and sizes, and all the pieces are stapled together. Kenzie stands in awe, reading names in Arabic. Claire, Leah, Molly, Ivy, Jack, Lucas, Brianna, Chang, Deshawn, Sam, Angela, Lily, Amina. Teachers and older students stop to look at the names, trying to figure out whose name is whose. Wow, look at those beautiful letters. They're like drawings, they say. That was a really cool project, Kenzie. Shukran, Kenzie's classmates tell her. I'm sorry I made fun of you, says Molly. I didn't realize how important a different language is. Can you write my mom's name in Arabic? I want to give it to her as a gift. Okay, Kenzie says. Do you want to go swimming soon? I love to, Kenzie nods as Molly hugs her. Leaving class a week later, Kenzie stops to look at the Arabic quilt one last time. Right across from it, she is surprised to see another collage of names in a language she doesn't recognize. Those are my classmates' names in Japanese, Kura says. Our teacher was inspired by your classroom's idea, and she asked me to help write everyone's name in Japanese. Aren't languages a beautiful thing? They can truly unite us. Kenzie smiles in agreement. In her room that night, Kenzie holds Teta's quilt tightly as she writes a poem for her parents. Shukran Mama and Baba for always encouraging me to be proud of speaking a different language and speaking it out loud. Languages can unite us together like a quilt. So I will always speak my languages without guilt. I'll never be ashamed to speak in this language that is so unique. Pahipik Mama, Pahipik Baba. Glossary of Arabic words. Habibti means my love. Teta, grandma. Shukran, thank you. Bahibbik, I love you, said to a female. Bahibbak, I love you, said to a male. Mama, mom. Baba, dad. Shurbet adas, lentil soup. Kofta, spiced meatball. Other English words derived from Arabic. Zero, algebra, sofa, candy, alcohol, and cotton. Aya Khalil is a freelance journalist and educator. The Arabic quilt is based on events from her childhood when she immigrated to the US from Egypt. Aya lives in Toledo, Ohio with her husband Abdurrahman and their 3 children. Auntie Nina hopes that you enjoyed listening to the Arabic quilt and immigrant story. If you have any questions or want to share your favorite things about the holidays, please write to Auntie Nina at the email shown. And don't forget, Auntie Nina loves you. Ma'asalama. Until next time, bye.